Download the BCSN Plus app today.
Tonight on Inside the NLL, we're joined by Azurie Garrett, Whitmer hurdler, fresh off of district, sweeping the hurdles. So how'd that feel?
Felt amazing. Yeah, 4 times in a row.
4 times in a row,
Yep.
That's incredible. We turn the page now to regionals coming up.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that you're peaking at the right time?
I'd say at practice, make sure I'm doing like the right drills and pushing myself with my teammates.
So what are your goals for the state tournament coming up?
I'd say making a good PR in the 300 hurdles and then dropping my time in the 100 hurdles.
Yeah, the state tournament hasn't really gone the way you've wanted it to in the
Yeah.
past. Just kind of talk a little bit about that and the process of trying to get better.
Yeah, so pretty much with that, I'd say is it's not always the goal to get like top 3. It's more of so just dropping my times and making sure I'm hitting that mark because I am going to college. So I'd say the state tournament is all about bettering myself. With training a little bit earlier in the season, we're usually doing workouts, but now since it's like narrowing down, there's not a lot of us. It's just constant hurdle work, and it's just more individual technique with me. So just me having that repetition of like feeling the way I do when the state meet does come up is really helpful when I'm at practice.
So I should have started with this, but why hurdling? What made you want to hurdle?
So at first I did cheer. I started track around in middle school, but I did cheer my whole life. And in cheer, there's a jump called a hurdler, so I was like, why don't I just try this out because I'm familiar with it? And it just got me to where I'm at right now. Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm not the tallest person in the world.
Yeah.
When I see those hurdles, I'm like, I don't know if I can jump over that. What was the first time like for you?
It was scary. It was really scary. I was really high over it, but then I just kept like working on it and practicing it because at first we really didn't have like a really good stable hurdle program, but like I set that foundation because I kept trying.
Why was Marshall the right spot for Azurie?
The family environment, they're really good with their athletes, and it just felt like home when I went there.
And then we were talking a little bit earlier. You said you're going to be a student athlete, and you mean that. You're going to do, what are you going to be majoring in?
Nursing.
Nursing.
Yeah.
And a specialty in what?
Dermatology.
And explain to everyone why you want to do that, because it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so with dermatology, there's so many things you can do with that, and I feel like it's not just like, you know, just working with acne. There's more of like cosmetics too, and I want to help people feel good about themselves too. It's going to be a lot, and I feel like also with Marshall, they had a really good support system with balancing our hours in the like learning lab and things like that, and study lab for us.
Looking back at your time at Whitmer, what are some of the I guess, best moments?
I'd say the best moments would be probably around my sophomore or junior year, and we won districts or the NLL. And my coach, he just came up to me and said, we did it, and that we built this together, which evidently we did, because when I first came into the program, I feel like I left my mark at such like a really young age, and it just gave me this leadership role. So that moment was just like really like heartfelt with him.
Well, you left it better than you found it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming in, Azurie, for Inside the NLL.